Hey everyone, and welcome to Mods of the Week episode 4. I've got 9 mods for you today. Have a couple clothing mods, a couple weapon mods, and a power armor mod at the end. But we'll save the best for last. Little head up from anybody that has the mods installed that I have from episode 2, like the likes of the Homemaker or SSEX or OC Decorator. If you do plan to uninstall them in the future, I wouldn't get too far ahead in your game because it makes your game very, very unstable. I ended up with quite a lot of corrupt game saves where it wouldn't load in or it would crash in different areas. Just quite a lot of general problems, but it's not too bad of a fix if you want to uninstall it. Basically what you want to do is uninstall it, delete all the files, and then uninstall all of your mods, revert your INI file back to its original, reinstall all your mods again, and then that should be you good to go. But anyway, let's get on to the mods here. First mod we have today is the Scouter by Ruddy88. It's craftable in the Armorsmith Workbench with a patch. It will be under cybernetics and thermoptics. It doesn't require too much to build, but if you don't have the supplies you may get collecting them cans. You can modify this in the regular armor workbench. There's about 6 modifications you can make to it. The night vision I don't really like myself, I'll show you why in a second, but we're going to install it just to show you what it's like. The targeting HUD, yes, all day long install that. Focus enhancer, no, that's just like bullet time, I don't really like it. Tracking module, yeah. And I just went for the pink lens with the white frame because that suits my character. As you can see, the night vision sort of washes all the colors out. It's one of the main reasons I don't really use it. The bullet time, I don't really know. It sort of blurs everything. I don't know if that's the night vision or the bullet time, but I don't really like it personally, but everybody's got their own opinion. My personal preference is just to stick to the targeting HUD and the tracking add-on. As you can see, it doesn't really interfere too much, but it's really, really helpful whenever you get into some enemies. A mod I really recommend installing this is the customizable targeting HUD by Capone. It gives you the option to make the enemies red and, well, whatever color you want, and the friendlies green. I think it makes everybody a lot more visible. Obviously you can just unequip the eyepiece whenever you don't want it like that, but at long range it really, really helps. The textures are very, very well done in this. They're not super high definition, but you know, they get the job done and they don't look out of place. This mod comes with its own static loot. As you can see, it looks pretty sweet. It's pretty high definition. You can see all the little tiny details on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, moving on, we have the Nanosuit 6.0 by vasstek. I did review this before, but it's basically just redone the whole mod. There's a lot more textures, a lot more detail, a lot more options. Basically, it's not even the same mod anymore. It's craftable in the Armorsmith Workbench, the same one as the Scouter. You modify it in the Armor Workbench as normal. There is quite a lot of options for it, but I'm not really sure what the two of them in the Thermoptics mod do, because I don't really have the supplies to do it or the skills. One of the biggest parts of this mod is the colors that you have available in the mod section. Each colour requires a different skill, but gives you different benefits. Like, I like the white one because it auto-injects stim packs. I think it's really useful if you're stupid like me. But it does remind me of the armour you get in the Fallout New Vegas DLC and the medic per armour in Fallout 3, which was quite cool. The rest of these modifications are quite reminiscent of just vanilla modifications. Like obviously lead lined, protective lining. I use protective lining just for the DLC. But yeah, lighter build, etc. I use deep pocketed because, you know, fuck it, I hoard everything. The more carry weight the better, obviously. The textures are extremely well done in this mod. I think they look really, really good. So congrats to the mod author. If you're not watching this in HD, you're really, really missing out. The glow effects in the mod really stand out at night time. I think they look absolutely awesome. They do flicker from time to time. I'm not sure that's a texture issue or that's intentional, but I think it looks quite cool. The nano mask I'm not really too struck on myself. I think it looks pretty ugly. But the nano Pip-Boy, yeah, definitely. Keep that. The last Pip-Boy retexture I had on the Trigon one, I think it was, Star Wars, it wasn't a full retexture, so it didn't really get the back of the Pip-Boy, but this one obviously does. I think it looks quite cool. Again, just like the Scouter, we have very own texture and mesh for static loot. So yeah, brownie points there. Okay, next we have the color map 4K with magazines, bobbleheads, armor locations by VirusZ. To install this, you're going to want to change the Fallout 4 custom ini. It's not really a big deal. All you want to do is edit a couple lines with Notepad++. Just copy and paste directly in, and then job done. The finished effect is definitely worth the hassle. I no longer find myself searching for locations like the Diamond City Market, where there's quite a lot of, you know, locations there as well. It's a lot easier to find because it's a lot more distinguished. The great thing about this mod is if you're on a lower end system, you can still install this in 4K with no problems because you're not really rendering anything. Next up we have the Desert Eagle 50 cal by Doom. This is definitely one of my favourite pistol mods. You can craft this in the Weaponsmith workbench and modified in the normal workbench. The hands down best thing about this mod is the different receivers you can craft. There's quite a lot of different options in this menu. I went for the engraved gold one because I thought it was the coolest one out of all of them. I didn't really like the flashlight. It does fit on well, it does look well with the weapon, but it's not really to my taste. The Lucky Grip looks very, very cool. It's sort of like a poker card texture. I thought it fit really well. Did use extended ammo capacity, and I left it with the glow sights because I thought that was the best choice. Textures are extremely well done in this mod. Lots of detail overall, but where it really gets into its own is the fine detail. Now that we're closer up here, you can really see some of the details come out. This doesn't do an extreme amount of damage. It does at the lower levels. It pretty much racks everything, but at level 106, you know, it's not really doing an overly large amount of damage. Next up we have the WH-77 Modular L.S.W by Skibadaa. This is sort of like an LMG. It's a very, very big weapon. It's customizable in the normal workbench again, and you make it in the Weaponsmith workbench. There's a shit ton of mods you can do to this weapon. They all have their own little textures and stuff. The whole mod overall is very well done. I decided to go for a scope on this weapon because, you know, YOLO. As you can see here, the textures are very, very well. They're probably on par with the Nanosuit. Fits in with the game very well. I think it's quite lore friendly. There's a little bit of, you know, scars on it and stuff, so it doesn't look like it's fucking factory new out of the box, which is what I like on my weapon mods. This does do quite a lot of damage. Even at my level, it was doing pretty good. As you can see, it was pretty much wrecking all these little robots and stuff. This jetpack is from a previous mod review, so if you want to see that, you can check that out. Does seem to be quite accurate at range, but you know, my terrible aim doesn't really help. Next up we have the HK USP .45 by Wretched89. You craft this in the Weaponsmith workbench and then modify it in the normal workbench. Quite a lot of different mods you can attach this and mess around with, so it's pretty well done. Of course I put the suppressor on it to make it look like the one out of CSGO. Textures are very well done in this mod again. Lots of small little details. I think in the future it would be nice to have a more scratched up version to make it a little bit more true to the game. But it is really well done, so congratulations, man. It doesn't do an extreme amount of damage, but you know, it gets the job done, especially if you're a lower level. Next up we have the M14 Standalone rifle by FF7 Cloudstrife and Moniterman. We're seeing FF7 Cloudstrife quite a lot recently. This is again crafted in the Weaponsmith workbench and then modified in the normal workbench. Lots of mods available, a lot of them very true to the game. In this save I didn't actually have enough supplies to do all the different mods that I wanted, but you can still slow the video down and read them if you want. One thing I really do like about this mod is the material mods. My favourite's still going to be the wood stock because it looks the truest to the game because it's nice and worn out and stuff, but the textures are very well done. You can also change the ammunition type. Textures very nice in this weapon. There is a nice and high resolution on the stock, but it seems to scale down a wee bit though on the actual barrel itself. Again, like most of the mods in this review, there's no clipping issues. It does pretty good damage as well.
Negative contact. Utilizing stealth tactics.
Wouldn't say my accuracy was the best with the Xbox 360 controller. Lastly, we have the Enclave XO2 power armor by DogtoothCG Unoctium. I'm really happy to see this mod make it to Fallout 4. Good thing about this mod is you actually have to find it, but if you just want to see where it is, you can pause the screen then, you know, find it off your own Pip-Boy. As you can see, the mod author stayed pretty true to the Fallout 3 version. This mod works just like any other power armor. You can edit it in the power armor station. There's quite a few little mods and stuff you can change on it. I don't really like the Sigma coat texture. I think it looks pretty ugly, to be honest. Not gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed that the Tesla bracers didn't make a difference. It would have been nice to see it, you know, be a bit reminiscent of the Tesla armor in Fallout 3. It would be nice if he released that whenever the creation kit comes out. There's no clipping issues that I can tell, but if you see anything, obviously just leave it in the comments.
That power armor will provide adequate protection.
The textures are fucking unreal in this mod. I'd say they're very lore friendly. I like the way they're scratched up and they look like the power armor's been used. You can see a close up, the amount of detail the mod authors put into this mod is very nice. This mod really comes into its own whenever it's dark. I don't think you can get more menacing than this. I haven't really encountered any bugs in this except for the one that the mod author patched recently. I definitely recommend this as one of my top 5 mods of all time. Thanks everyone for watching my Mods of the Week episode 4. If you liked this episode, please leave a like and consider subscribing. If there's any mods you would like to see reviewed, please leave it in the comments below. Also, I'm trying to make these videos better every day, but I'm still learning how to use some tips and stuff with Sony Vegas. If you have any suggestions, etc., please put it in the comments below as well. I usually reply pretty fast because I'm only a small channel. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching.